Okay, this video is from chess.com. I'm Chris Goldthorpe, and I'm going to be talking to you about checkmate, stalemate, and check. This is a checkmate that we have on the board right now. So, we have to know what check is and what checkmate is. Normally, if you have a piece and you attack your opponent's piece, the rook moved to here, and the rook is now said to be attacking the bishop. Now the bishop might be guarded, so although the bishop is attacked, it is not truly threatened. We normally consider a rook to be worth more than a bishop. But if I capture the bishop and black takes my rook, or even if he doesn't take the rook, the game goes on. A bishop can be captured. A rook can be captured. Only the king can never be captured. So, when I attack a piece which is not the king, you might capture this rook if you had a piece in a position to do so. You might put a piece on one of the squares between the rook and the bishop, or you might move the bishop. But you could also just sacrifice the bishop, even if you could not capture back. That is not an option with the king. When the king is in check, he must get out of check. I'm going to change this position a little bit. And we're going to look at 3 ways to get out of check. You might not have all 3 ways. You might not even have 2 ways. If you don't even have one of these ways of getting out of check, you're in checkmate and the game is over. Here the rook goes to this square. Now it's black's move, of course. If it were white's move and the black king were not on that square, white would have the option of moving his rook to the square that the black king is on right now. So we can certainly say that right now the rook is attacking the king. And an attack on the king is always a threat. Black could capture the rook to get out of check. Black could interpose a piece. We call that blocking. Take, block, or run. So take is to capture, and block means to interpose, to put a piece on a square between the attacker and the king. And there's always the option of simply moving the king. Run. Take, block, or run. If not, you're done and they won. Let's look at the difference between a check you can get out of and a check you cannot get out of. Let's suppose that white has a knight here and black has a king on the back rank, and white's rook, because it goes all the way across, prevents this king from moving to any of those squares I just marked. White moves his knight here to put black in check. Is black in checkmate? Well, we know that he cannot go here or here or here because of the rook. But he can go here and he can go here. If he has even one way to get out of check, he is not in checkmate. By the way, because a knight can jump, you can never block a knight. You could only capture him or move your king, if you can do either. So let's see what a checkmate looks like. We're going to use a couple of rooks, and the black king is over here, and it's white's move. White now moved his rook all the way down to the back rank. It was important to use that rook and not this one, because this one is the one that's keeping black's king from moving out away from the back rank. And this rook sees all of these squares. So the king is in check and he cannot move out of check. So that would be a checkmate. White won the game. Another way that this could be a checkmate would be if the white king were here. A king can never move next to another king because he would be putting himself into check. So here, black cannot get out of check. If you're in check and you can't get out of check, that is a checkmate. But this position is a little different. This is a very rare type of stalemate that you will probably not see in any practical game. Here it is black's move. Black cannot move his king here or here because the rook would be able to capture it, and you are not allowed to put your king on a square that an enemy piece can move to. Likewise, black cannot capture the rook because white's king is guarding it. However, because the rook cannot move like a bishop, and this king certainly can't move too, he also can't jump over the rook, so neither the rook nor the white king is putting black in check. Black is not in check, but he has no legal move that he can make. So the game stops. It ends right here as a stalemate, which is one type of draw, a tie. Both players get 1/2 of the point. They both halfway win and halfway lose. Here's another stalemate situation. Let's suppose this pawn is down here and black's king is here and white is here. Now when white moves here, the game is a stalemate because pawns cannot capture going straight ahead. This pawn could capture to here or to here, so black cannot move to those squares, and this king can go one square in any direction, so the king is guarding this pawn and he's guarding that square, but there is nothing attacking the square d8 which black's king is on right now, and black has nothing else to move besides his king, so black cannot move any piece. He has no legal move, but he's not in check. No check, no move equals a stalemate. A stalemate is a draw. Here's another type of a stalemate. Let's put the queen here and the black king here and white's king here. Let's suppose white moves his king closer because he wants to do a checkmate by moving his queen to b7 like that to that square. However, it is now black's move, and he cannot move here, he cannot move here, he cannot move here, but the queen cannot move like a knight, nor can the king move 2 squares. So black is not in check right now. That's what matters. He's not in check. And he has no legal move. You can't be in a check that you can't get out of if you're not in check at all. This game is a stalemate if it is black to move here. So this is the difference between check and checkmate and stalemate. Check is a direct attack on the king. Checkmate is when you cannot get out of check. Stalemate is when there is no check, but you have no legal move.